What's up guys, and welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. And as you see, today we talk about Utya again. I wrap it up for you real quick to give you the main facts why Utya is a massively undervalued meme coin on the Ton chain. And we'll go through it real quick and I'll show you the key points where we still have massive upside potential, okay? First of all, we start with Pavel Durov, known as the Telegram founder, right? Founder of Telegram, and he tweeted on the 12th of August, we're a Nasdaq listed company that has chosen Ton as its primary asset, has successfully raised 558 million to begin buying and stockpiling Ton immediately. Meanwhile, Coinbase Ventures has also started accumulating Ton. Exciting times ahead, okay? So basically, $500 million are raised to buy Ton, okay? To buy the coin Ton. Ton right now, currently, is sitting at a market cap of 8.5 billion, okay? Comparing to that, for example, we can look at Solana at 100 billion and Ethereum at 520 billion, okay? And now let's look at these facts, okay? I'll write them down for you here on this chart. Ethereum back in 2021, okay, had at its all-time high the market cap of 500 billion, right? So almost the same market cap. Now we're a little higher, 500 billion. And the top one meme coin on Ethereum was Shiba Inu, okay? And Shiba Inu hit to that time roughly 44 billion market cap, okay, which is almost 10%. You know, there's like 9% of the actual value of Ethereum, right? Solana had an all-time high or a market cap of 100 billion this year, right? We compare it to this year because last cycle Solana didn't have any big meme coins on the chain. We compare to this year, Solana had 100 billion, is valued at 100 billion market cap right now. And the number one meme coin was Trump with 13 billion market cap, okay? Which means that 13%, to that time Solana was a little higher. So Solana was roughly at 120 billion, I believe, which means that Trump was basically roughly 10% as well valued of the Solana chain itself, okay? And now, so Trump 8 to 10%, Shiba Inu 8 to 10% value of their all-time high chain value. And now we have Ton, right? We just saw it, Ton being valued at 8.5 billion right now, okay? And the all-time high of Ton was way higher, basically. Let me check it up. Let me check it out. Where is it? Ton coin. Can we look at the chart here? Yes, we can. So 1 year max. The max in 2024, this year in June, it was valued at, do we see the market cap here? Market cap. Oh, we don't see it, right? We don't see the max market cap. Okay, well now it's at $3.50. There was at roughly $8, so more than double, right? That would lead us to 17 million, maybe, 20 billion market cap roughly, okay? 20 billion market cap, right? Makes totally sense. 20 billion market cap at its peak, okay? 20 billion. Now let's say Ton, 20 billion. And the number one meme coin yet on the Ton chain was Redo, okay, with 150 million market cap. And now, if not earlier, now you'll realize that 150 million out of 20 billion is not even 1%, right? It's not even 1%. It's less than 1% that the top meme coin on Ton chain is valued as its market cap, right? So Redo back then had an all-time high. You can see it here. Let me bring it up. also in June, of course, right? When Ton had its all-time high, at 140 to 150 million market cap, okay? Which is not even 1%. Remember, all-time high, we talked about 8 to 10%, number one meme coin, as its chain value, okay? And here it's not even 1%. And now you see Redo at 13 million and Utya already at 20 million plus. I've been talking about Utya all the way from 18 million to 14 million back now to 20 million, okay? If you haven't bought a bag yet, hopefully after this video you will buy a bag. So we see 1%, 10% at the peak market cap yet, would be actually 2 billion, right? That would be 2 billion market cap. So we can clearly see that 20 million right now is basically nothing. 20 million out of 8.5 billion right now is nothing. That's peanuts compared to what is absolutely possible. And that's the 2 billion if we compare it to 20 million. But in an alt season, we will even go higher, right? We didn't see the full retail joining yet. We can see it on the social metric score, right? We saw, for example, in 2021, there was 100% of the retail there, right? The attention was there. Everybody was interested in crypto. And that's why we saw an all-time high. After that, we dumped. We saw attention going down to a 60%, coming back up to 90 something percent, right? Social risk metric score, and then boom, coming down. And so far in June, or this is November, and this is April, in June we just saw a, social metric score of roughly 30%. So 1/3 of the retail that will be there in an altcoin season, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, so based on that, if we look at it linear, which it will not happen for sure because there will be a rotation from big caps into smaller caps and into the smallest caps. So big caps, large caps, mid caps, small caps, and meme coins basically, right? So if we look at it like that and we just make linear math, okay, we saw 30% of the attention, right? So which means 1/3 of attention is being there, of people being there, which means that 1/3 of money was there, right? 1/3 of money was there. So 20 billion is 1/3 of the actual number that we'll see Ton doing, which will lead us to 60 billion, right? Looking at it linear, also with the fact that many investors are prepared to invest into Ton, also with the fact that Telegram, with millions and millions of monthly users, is massively undervalued yet compared to the other chains, okay? So 60 billion is absolutely possible this cycle. And if we see 60 billion, guys, 8 to 10%, the number one meme coin will do on the chain, right? And 8 to 10% of 60 million is roughly, where's the text? Is roughly 4.5 to 6 billion, guys. 4.5 to 6 billion is the number one meme coin on the Ton chain worth, right? And while I'm talking, people are listening, guys. The chart is pumping. Always, I'm doing videos and the chart is pumping, guys. So you better be early, better be quick, grab yourself a bag, because this 21 million market cap will not last long. This coin is a 1 billion plus coin for sure, and we can even go to roughly 5 billion market cap, guys. I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. Let me show you what that means actually, all right? Let me show you what 1 billion market cap would do with your portfolio if you just invest, let's say 1K. Okay, you invest 1K right now at 20 million market cap, right? Exactly. Okay, let's say 24 then. That's 24 million market cap. From 24 million market cap to 1 billion, that's a 40x. Okay, that's a 40x. To 5 billion, guys, that's a 200x. Maybe 205x or something. So roughly 200x, guys. So we're talking about 40 to 200x, which means 1K will turn into 40 to 100 or 200K in this scenario. And that's maximum bullish. You know, there's never been a better narrative. Guys, think about that, okay? I told you Telegram is the one of the most used apps on earth, right? Ton, massive liquidity is flowing into Ton, right? Right now, the number one meme coin is massively undervalued compared to the other meme coins. As well as this narrative, guys, think about this duck. Think about this duck, guys. Let me bring it up real quick. Look at this duck, guys, okay? Utya, this is the best narrative there has ever been in any meme coin, right? The duck, everybody knows this emoji. Everybody knows this emoji as Telegram, used in Telegram a lot, right? And it's just genius, you know. The people behind this are smart guys. And, you know, by the way, also a good bullish sign. If you look at Utya King, okay? Utya King, right? We look at Utya King and we see who's following Utya King, right? You just see it. Utya King crashes Clay 69, right? And crashes Clay 69, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. Just open your eyes real quick. What meme coins are you holding on Ton? Share below with everyone so they can see what's out there. I told you yesterday, I told you about in today's video. And what do we see here? Utya, the Telegram duck, and more and more people are paying attention now on this coin, right? So that's why the chart is pumping, actually. As some people still think about redo, you know, but more and more people see Utya. And basically what Crash today posted is 6th Infinity Stone. Really be in the comments like I'm here, right? Okay. So guys, I'm telling you, if not Utya, then, you know, I mean, if Crash still doesn't call it, right? If you don't know Crash, go to the account. You can see he called Brad, went from 500 million to 2.3 billion market cap, went the bull from roughly 10 to 15 million to 330 million market cap, you know. So Crash is a genius. He's a very smart guy, you know. He has a lot of power in the meme coin space, so you better be invested in things that he might call. And even, guys, if he doesn't call it, it's still a $1 billion idea. Utya is still a $1 billion idea. Now, it depends on the people who buy in here, right? These people have the most power. If they sell early, this project might not do too well. Of course, that's always the thing with projects, right? But why would you do that? You know, if you know that you're the number one, or you have the best narrative that it's out there in any meme coin, right? Not a single meme coin can compare when it comes to narrative on what the meme coin actually is. You know, the duck, yellow duck, the emoji that everybody knows from Ton, from Telegram. Guys, come on. It doesn't take a genius to see that. And now valued at 21 million. I've been talking about all the way, guys, all the way here. I've been talking about to you. So basically, get yourself a bag. That's my take, my quick facts that you should see. 1 billion plus coin is right in front of your eyes, guys. Get yourself a bag. I'm telling you, get yourself a bag before you can. Because, you know, if you get a bag at 15 million or 25 million, will not matter if we are at 2 to 500 million plus, right? You will say, I wish I could buy to these at these levels, right? Don't forget that, guys. And even, you know, you might say, hey, look, the liquidity is not locked yet. And I totally understand that. I totally understand that. That's why I'm saying this is an 80 to 20% chance. This is an 80% chance, okay, to make you a 10x plus. A 10 to 200x plus, okay? That's really what I'm calculating with. The 5 billion market cap is really doable. Guys, I'm telling you, 5 billion market cap is absolutely doable. Comparing it, you know, number one on Ethereum did so far 44 billion. Number one on Solana, 13 billion. Why shouldn't the Ton, with the best narrative, do 5 billion? No, let me, guys, call me delusional, call me whatever you want. 10 to 20, you know, 10 billion is also possible, guys. I think you don't understand, or you don't realize how strong an alt season is actually, you know. 10 billion on this coin is doable. You know, if the team, if the guys here down here hold good, if we manage to pump up, you know, and the guys who own the most supply see the vision behind it and the 5 billion plus narrative, guys, this could be going to 10 billion, and 10 billion will be a 400x from current prices, right? Even more, you know, because I calculated with 24 million, now it's 21, so it would be roughly a 500x, guys. Come on. And who would say no to a 500x? You know, the only thing you can say right now about this narrative is that liquidity is not locked and you might get rugged by the team, right? That's the only concern you have. That's why we give it a 20% probability that you lose on this trade, right? 20% chance that you lose and 80% chance that you make 10x plus. And you know, if you win, the chance of you making 10x is 90% plus, and the chance of you making a 50x plus, I'd say, is 50%. That's 50%, right? That we see Utya going to roughly 500 million, right? Roughly going to 500 million to 1 billion is really 50% plus. Guys, I'm telling you, this narrative is crazy good. I hope I can convince you to buy a bag. Trust me, guys. If you have, for example, you have a 10K portfolio, okay? A 10K portfolio, risk the 1K. I'm telling you, take the risk. You're into crypto. It's about risk, and it's about good risks. That's the most important. Good and undervalued coins that you want to buy. Nobody's here yet. Nobody, trust me. You might think, hey, we just pumped from 1 million to 20 million. That's nothing, guys. That's nothing. If you look at it in the bigger picture, you'll see, hey, you cannot even see the difference here, right? We're just at 1 billion now. You see this massive boom, 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 boom explosion, right? To the end of the year, beginning next year, you know, that's absolutely possible. I'm telling you, get yourself a bag while you can. And, you know, if you have 10K portfolio, buy in with 1K. Risk the 1K, maybe risk even 2K, guys. It's worth it. It's worth it, and be able to hold, you know. I'm telling you, look, you put in 1K now, or let's say you have 10K portfolio, you risk 2K, okay? You put in 2K, and why was it not drawing? You put in 2K, okay? We see Utya going to 200 million, which means you made a 10x, okay? You made a 10x on your portfolio, so now you have 20x made, right? And now, you know what you can do easily, you take out 5K, which also helps reducing sell pressure because you are a strong believer anyways, and you see the vision behind it, right? You see that this coin is a $1 billion plus coin. You take out 5K, which means that you 2.5x your portfolio already, okay? And you let the other 15K ride, right? You let the other 15K ride. And then what you do is, once we're at 500 million, your 15K now turned into 2.5x, which is a 42.5K, right? 2.5 times 15 is 42.5. And out of the 42.5, you now take, again, minus 10K, right? So now you made 15K on the way up to 500 million, and you still have 32K left, 32.5K, right? So now you're still a strong believer. You believe in this narrative. It's a crazy good narrative. More people are joining. Ton is getting bigger, you know. Now you still have 32.5K, and luckily, because, you know, the team is doing strong, good community, it's going to 1 billion. So now you have 65K into this bag, you know. And now you sell again 20K. Okay? You sell it again 20K. You're a believer. You know, you made not 15K, you made 35K, right? 35K, and you still have 45K bag left, guys. So now, which I may be doing another 3 to 5x, 3x on 50K, guys, is 150K. Come on. So the math is not that difficult on that, guys. I'm telling you, massively undervalued this meme coin. Get in, DCA in slowly, and get yourself a bag. Buy worth 1-2K of your portfolio if you have a 10K portfolio, for example, right? Don't risk too much, because at the end of the day, liquidity is still not locked. There's still the 20% chance that you might lose on this trade, and you might lose your money. So go in with a good risk, because that's a good risk you want to take. That's really a good risk. That's maybe once in in a year opportunity you have right now, okay? The once in a year opportunity you have right now to turn 1 or 2K into really 50K plus, right? And you want to take these opportunities as many times as you want. If I had this opportunity a million times out of a million times, I would take it. Okay, 1 million times out of 1 million times, I will take it with this chance to succeed, 80% chance to win, 20% chance to lose. And once you win, you will win big. That's the nice thing. Be a believer in this coin, see the narrative behind it, and get yourself a bag, enjoy the ride, guys. And that's it on the take for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can learn something. Leave a like, leave a follow, guys, to not miss out on any new updates, on any new coins. And I hope you can learn something. Let's win together, stay healthy. See you on the next one. Take care and bye.